All right, so you're going to have to walk me through this, okay? You know I'm not a Madden guy.
Yeah,
you know I'm not a video game guy. Madden 16. Who's on the cover of Madden 16 this year?
Odell Berry Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Odell Beckham.
Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Berry,
former Denver Bronco, mayor of North Glen. Odell Beckham Jr. Really? Just after 1 year, he makes the cover of Madden, huh? All right. So you gotta walk me through it. So Madden rates teams and individual players.
When we go play when we go have fish and chips, we're going to take them to go, and you're going to play it sometime. If you played it, you'd have a different feeling. It's like a football game.
You know what I don't like about those things? As good as the animation looks, to me, it's still not good enough. I want real. It just looks robotic to me.
Guys are injured. They get penalties. Jim Nantz is doing the play-by-play.
Yeah.
I mean, you can decide what plays. You can decide what defense. I mean, if you want to do what you're talking about doing, then watch a game.
It sounds like fun, but you know what?
It is great fun.
To me, it gets in the way of life.
You are one of the few people in the world that's never played it.
Yes, which makes me unique,
have you ever
and I like
it?
that.
Yeah.
All right, so Madden 16.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good.
So Madden 16 rated the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks as the top teams in the league, and these games are, or at least they try to be, a reflection of what is actually happening on the field.
They rate the players. They rate the teams.
All right, so New England, Seattle tied for first. Green Bay is right behind them at 90, a rating of 90, and the Broncos.
So 100 is the best.
Right, and the Broncos are fourth at 89. Does Madden have this right?
No.
Who's out of place here?
New England.
I'm with you.
Well, they're defending champions, so they're getting that. But I would rate it Seattle. No, well, yeah, I'd go with Seattle. Seattle. I would put Green Bay. And I'd put the Broncos, and I might put the Ravens ahead of the Patriots.
Really?
Ravens, and I'd consider the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Pouncey is out, but they did this before the Broncos signed Mathis, so it may be. I don't know enough about it to where they'll change the ratings based on something like that before the season.
Right. The addition of Evan Mathis, I would imagine, and I haven't looked at the latest Super Bowl odds. My guess is that the Broncos' Super Bowl odds might be a tad better after signing Evan Mathis, because the offensive line was the main concern.
Yeah.
But anyway.
There are other aspects of it, though, that's fun. So they did they do simulations, and they play the games. They play the whole season out. And the Patriots, without Brady, start the season 2-2. That's kind of what we've suspected. But oddly enough, they have the Patriots. I'm going to give you a little bit of information here, because you always have great information. That they have the Patriots finishing 12-4, but a wild card team behind Miami.
Come on. So they think Miami's going to be at least 13-3?
I think it's 12-4, but the tiebreaker. Guess who else they have as a wild card team? Denver Broncos.
Come on.
Behind the Chiefs. Well, this is based
Do they know that the Chiefs have Alex Smith at quarterback?
Well, you think it's people. It's analytics. It's computers doing this.
Yeah.
So they played the whole season. The Broncos finished 10-6. The Patriots are 12-4.
How far do the Broncos go in the playoffs?
What would you guess?
Do they do the playoffs?
Yeah. They go all the way through the Super Bowl.
Well, if they didn't even win the division, and Miami
has go on the road,
at least 12 wins, and New England, I would think they would lose they would lose in the second round. They'd win their first round, they'd lose in the second round.
Indy is another team, and the next other team would be Miami,
Baltimore,
Pittsburgh,
okay.
Yeah, Kansas City, and
New England.
No, New England's a wild card team. They have New England losing in the first round.
Really?
On the road. They have the Broncos winning. They have the Super Bowl, the Denver Broncos beating the Dallas Cowboys.
Seriously?
I gave you that a few weeks ago.
They've got the Broncos get in as a wild card and win the Super Bowl, which we've seen that happen before.
Dallas wins
in
its
97.
division, and Dallas and Denver end up in the Super Bowl.
I don't
what
see
do you
Dallas.
think of that?
I don't see Dallas in the Super Bowl.
Either side?
Yeah, the Broncos I see in the Super Bowl. I do. I think the Broncos are the best team in the AFC.
Okay, well then I think I know who you are. Forget Madden. They have thousands of computers. They have thousands of people working on it. Les Shapiro's got one guy with his iPad, and you have who?
One guy? What do you mean?
You're one guy. Madden's got like 1,000 guys working on computers doing this. You're one guy with an iPad.
Okay.
They're saying Denver beats Dallas.
Yeah.
You are one guy. You are a Jag with an iPad.
So you're saying I don't, because
I'm just saying they have I'm citing fact here. They have 1,000 guys.
Well, then why even
and
play the
1,000
games?
computers,
Right.
and they pick Denver over Dallas. You pick what? Today.
Denver.
You can
Denver.
change it. You're allowed to change it.
Denver over Seattle.
Ooh. So,
Or Green Bay. Denver over Green Bay.
No. You got to stick with it. Okay,
Denver,
let me give you the other aspect, the other piece of information, a question for you.
Okay.
Only one guy, they rate every position, offensive line, everything else. Only one guy on the Broncos makes the top 5. Who do you think that is?
Ooh.
At his position.
Okay, so for me it would be between Peyton Manning,
He's not in the top 5.
Chris Harris Jr., and Von Miller. I would say Chris Harris Jr.
He is. The only player on the team that ranks in the top 5 at his position, cornerback.
Yeah.
Demaryius Thomas is just outside. So who would rank in the 90s? And you mentioned them. Peyton Manning, Von Miller, Demaryius Thomas, Chris Harris Jr.
4 players?
Talib is just out of, he's like 89. So it's just interesting because young people play Madden. People around the world are playing Madden.
Yeah.
Even people like me play Madden on occasion. And they're more right than you'd think they'd be. Yeah. Even if you don't like it.
I hope for this city's sake, they're right about the Super
So I'd
Bowl
like to hear
matchup.
from you. Tweet us or Facebook us or whatever it might be in regard to who you think. This is time to start thinking about it. We're down to 2 weeks of who is going to be in the Super Bowl and who's going to win it. You think the Denver Broncos are not going to win the division? Madden 16 says the Broncos aren't even going to win the division, but end up as a wild card. And wild card teams have won a lot of Super Bowls. You know that.
Well,
Oakland Raiders were the first, I think, the first to do it.
Broncos did
won
it
it as a wild card team. Went to Pittsburgh and Kansas City.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that portion of the big stuff, sponsored by Grand Prix Motorsports. Go down to County Line in Santa Fe. Check out the Indian motorcycles. They're the original motorcycles, just in case you didn't know that. They are all over the lot, and there are people all over the city, like Shannon, driving an Indian motorcycle from Grand Prix Motorsports at County Line and Santa Fe.